So guys, the water pump is not showing any signs of the gasket leaking with coolant shooting out anywhere, but it has a rough little squeak to it right there. And so I'm not sure if that's the pulley or just the bearing, but my water pump bearing is going out. It's been squeaking pretty bad like that the last couple days. How it kind of runs rough like that, and then you hear that just like that. And there's a slight wobble in the water pump right here. Look at. I am going to do a test to make sure it's not the fan clutch bearing. So I'm going to unplug my fan right there and make sure it's not the fan. Okay, fan is completely unplugged and I'm still hearing the squeak, so it's definitely the water pump bearing. Alrighty guys, so I showed you how it had a slight wobble when it was running with the belt on it. Now take a look at this with the belt off. And right there, that's all it takes, guys. That bearing's going bad on me. That's not that bad, but I checked this about maybe 3 months ago and there was no wobble at all. So that bearing is starting to go bad, worse and worse. And if yours is like this in the starting stages, replace it as quickly as possible, because this problem right here, this bearing could go at any time. It could seize and you could, ruin your, obviously your water pump bearing. Coolant's going to shoot everywhere and it's just bad for business. So my old Cadillac, I actually broke down on the side of the road and that was a pain in the butt. So don't be in that situation, guys. Even if you have this much of a wobble, you get some weird noises, replace it. It's not that hard of a fix, so that is my water pump problem right there, just that little slight wobble. I'm going to take off the pulley, these nuts right here, take off the pulley and examine it a little bit closer. Alrighty guys, so check this out here. So the pulley's off, again, just 4 bolts right there. They got little washers on the end of them, so be careful. These little guys right here, it's a 10 millimeter. And now we're looking at the actual bearing here. There's the pulley right there. And if you haven't ever pulled yours off, yours probably is going to take a good pop off, so be careful. Mine I took off not too long ago, but so again guys, that slight wobble again, okay, that's all it takes, guys. It's on its way out, and these are the beginning stages, so before I'm shut down on the side of the highway, got to be careful. And then hear that rough? That's it, guys. That's what's causing that little squeak. It's kind of almost seizing on me. Remember when you used to rollerblade back in the day or skateboard and your bearings would be going out on you and you splash water in them or whatever, and then you got that squeak in your rollerblades or skateboard and you're like, oh my gosh, I need new bearings? Exactly, guys. Well, the only problem, BMW does not sell bearings. They sell the whole entire casing water pump unit. So that's kind of a bummer, but all's love in the game of fixing cars. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm just going to experiment right now to see if I can get that squeak to go away. I'm going to drop oil right in the back side here. You can't really see it too well on camera, but right on the back side where my finger is right here, there's a little slotch there where the bearing could get a little bit of juice. And just for curiosity purposes, it's on its way out anyway. I'm going to replace it in a couple days. I'm going to stick some oil down in there and see if I can get away with it for a couple days and risk driving with a bad water pump. But I'm going to drop some oil down there, maybe drop a little bit right here, but not much. Maybe just right around this little edge right here, and see if I could, then put it all back together, fire her up, see if that oil can penetrate, get rid of that little annoying squeak there. Alright guys, good news. So the oil stopped that little high-pitched squeak. Now that knocking that almost sounded like a diesel, that still is there. And that's been there for a while. But the squeaky bearing in my water pump that you just heard, that is now gone after I used oil in that little slot in the front and the back behind the pulley. In the little slot I just showed you. Now, I use 3-in-1 oil. You know, you get that, it has a little pop-up spout, you know, it's meant for like bearings and like your bicycle chain and stuff like that. Anyway, got that in there, but it did take a good, probably about an hour to penetrate all the way in there to stop that squeak. It's pretty, you know, tightly wrapped up in there, that bearing, so don't expect just to drop some oil on it and that squeak to go away. Again, it took me about an hour, probably. I drove, I'm going to go with a good 40 miles, and now I'm driving back home, and the sound is gone. So fantastic. I can get back to work. It's going to buy me a few days while I'm waiting for my water pump to come in the mail. So guys, if you're interested in picking up a new water pump or that oil I'm talking about, look in the description box below this video, and you're going to see the links for these items. Alright guys, you guys have a great day, and once I fix my water pump, I'm going to have a full-on tutorial video about that as well. So stick around for that, guys. Again, look in the description box below for those links. Take care. You guys have a good day.